Superior Pond, superior care. Your backyard retreat beyond compare. Minnesota's finest at your call. Your pond stays perfect all year long.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. This time, we're going to be talking about pond cleaning and maintenance, specifically in Minnesota. We've got some really cool articles from Superior Ponds, and I'm excited to learn some things about ponds, like how much money you could save by keeping your pond clean.
Yeah, people often think of ponds as just like these simple little water features, but they're actually these really dynamic ecosystems, and they require a lot more attention than you might think, especially with Minnesota's crazy climate.
Right, yeah. So Superior Ponds, they have this blog, and they were talking about a woman named Jessica. I think she was from Lakeville. And she was, like, totally overwhelmed with, like, getting her pond ready for spring. But she was able to just send in a couple pictures to Superior Ponds and get a virtual consultation.
Oh, wow.
I thought that was so interesting.
Yeah. Virtual consultations are becoming like super popular. I mean, it makes sense, right? It saves so much time and money for both the company and the customer. Like if you're a busy pond owner, it's just like a really easy way to get expert advice without having to like schedule a visit and everything.
Totally. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. So they offer this thing called an exploratory drain and clean.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly is that?
So basically, it's like a really thorough checkup for your pond, especially for new pond owners. It's really important. So they'll carefully drain the pond. They'll relocate any fish to this temporary holding tank. They actually call it a fish spa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cute.
It's because they take like all these steps to minimize the stress on the fish during the cleaning.
Why is that so important? To keep the fish from being stressed?
Well, fish are really sensitive,
Yeah.
Any sudden change to their environment could be like really harmful.
Right.
So by minimizing the stress, they make sure that the fish stay healthy during the whole process. Plus, no one likes a stressed out fish.
That's true.
Yeah.
So what happens after the fish go to the spa?
Okay. So then comes the deep clean. Like they power wash all the rocks, flush the filtration system, inspect all the equipment for damage, wear and tear. They also check for any leaks, any liner shifts that could be causing, water loss. After that, they refill the pond, add water treatments, and restore like the balance, and then make final adjustments like trimming plants.
So it's like a pretty involved process.
Yeah, it is.
With all that work, how much does this actually cost? Like, what factors affect the pricing?
Right. Yeah. So it's a detailed process, but it doesn't have to be super expensive. The cost can vary depending on a few things, like the size of your pond, how much cleaning it needs. Accessibility also plays a role. Like a pond that's easy to get to will generally cost less to clean than one that's, tucked away in some weird corner of your yard. And then obviously any like additional services you want will affect the price. Like a deeper pond with steeper sides might take longer to clean, and that would add to the cost.
Okay, so if someone has a pond under 100 square feet and they're keeping up with regular maintenance, what kind of price range are we looking at in Minnesota?
So superior ponds, they say for a pond that size with, regular maintenance, you'd probably be looking at somewhere between $2,300 and $5,400.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Regular maintenance can actually save you money in the long run.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of like preventative care for your car.
Right.
You spend a little now to avoid a big breakdown later.
So you're saying rather than waiting until there's like a huge problem,
Right.
You just keep up with it, and then that could potentially avoid like a big expensive repair later on.
Yeah, exactly. You're investing in the long-term health of your pond.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it's often much more cost-effective than dealing with, some major issue that you just neglected.
That makes sense. So when it comes to choosing a company to do this for you, are there things people should be looking for?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't want just any landscaper, handling your pond. It's a delicate ecosystem, and you want someone who really understands like the nuances of water features.
So finding a company that specializes in like water features is really important.
Absolutely, yeah. A specialized company will have like a deep understanding of the ecological balance of a pond, and that's super crucial for keeping it healthy and vibrant.
I see that Superior Ponds offers these different maintenance packages, like a silver, a gold, and a VIP membership. What are the like key differences between those?
Yeah. So those packages are designed to cater to like different needs and budgets. So the silver membership that covers the essential services like spring cleaning, fall netting, that sort of thing. It's a good option if you're, a more hands-on pond owner who wants to do some of the maintenance yourself.
Okay. What about gold?
So the gold membership, that takes it up a notch.
Yeah.
You get everything in the silver package, plus you get biweekly care visits. So that includes stuff like water testing, algae control, plant care. They also include like a basic algae elimination system with the gold package.
So it's like a good balance between them taking care of things, but you still get to do some stuff yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's the VIP membership, which is like the ultimate hands-off experience.
Oh, okay. What's so special about the VIP membership?
It's like the Rolls-Royce of pond maintenance. Like they take care of everything. I'm talking weekly visits, water quality monitoring. They have a comprehensive algae elimination system. They even have a clear water guarantee, so you can be sure your pond will be sparkling.
Wow. That sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it comes with a pretty hefty price tag.
It does, yeah. But, for people who want, like, complete peace of mind and a truly pristine pond, it's, a worthwhile investment. The silver membership, that starts at like $495 for like a fountainscape and goes up to like $2,695 for bigger ponds. The gold membership, that's the one with the biweekly visits and the basic algae control. That usually costs around like $4,900 per year. And then the VIP package with all the bells and whistles, that typically runs about $7,200 per year.
Okay, so there's like options for different budgets and different levels of involvement.
Exactly. It's about finding, the right fit for you and your priorities.
Right. And speaking of priorities, it seems like algae control is like a pretty big part of pond maintenance.
Huge.
Can you tell me a little more about these algae elimination systems? Like what's the difference between the basic system in the gold package and the, more advanced one in the VIP?
Yeah, great question. That's like a key aspect of maintaining a healthy pond. Algae can get out of control so fast if you don't stay on top of it.
Right.
Clouds the water, creates imbalance in the ecosystem, all that. So the basic system in the gold package that uses like a combination of natural bacteria and barley straw to like control the algae growth. It's a good place to start, but the advanced system in the VIP package takes a much more like proactive approach.
So how does the advanced system work?
So it uses this technology called ionization. It basically releases copper ions into the water, and those copper ions are super effective at killing algae.
Right.
But they don't harm the fish or plants, which is great. So it's just like a more powerful and efficient way to keep the algae under control.
So it's an investment in like a more sophisticated and comprehensive approach to algae control.
Exactly. Think of it like this: with the basic system, you're playing defense against algae.
Okay.
You're just trying to like control it, keep it from taking over. But with the advanced system, you're on offense.
Right.
You're targeting it, you're eliminating it before it even has a chance to become a problem.
That's a great analogy. It sounds like both systems have their, benefits. Yeah. And choosing the right one just depends on what you're looking for and how much, hands-on control you want to have.
Exactly. And remember, investing in a good algae elimination system is an investment in the long-term health and clarity of your pond.
Okay. So we've talked a lot about the professional maintenance side of things, but I'm curious about the water treatments you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Like what kinds of treatments are there and what are the benefits of those?
So water treatments, they're actually really crucial for maintaining like a balanced and healthy pond. They can address all kinds of issues, from controlling algae and bacteria to balancing the pH levels and replenishing essential nutrients.
So there are lots of different kinds of water treatments. Can you give me some like specific examples?
Sure. So one that's really common is like a bacterial additive. So
Sure.
basically that introduces beneficial bacteria into the pond, which helps to, break down organic waste and reduce sludge buildup, and that makes the water clearer.
Okay.
Another one is a water clarifier. That one like binds together tiny particles so they're easier for the filter to remove. And then there are also treatments that are specifically designed for like certain problems, like if you have string algae or blanket weed.
So it's about choosing the right treatment for the problem you're having.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another area where like the expertise of a company like Superior Ponds really comes in handy. They can, look at your pond and see what it needs and recommend the best treatment.
It seems like, especially for someone who's new to owning a pond, having that expert advice could be really valuable.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's like having a doctor for your pond.
Right.
They can, diagnose any problems and give you the right treatment to keep it healthy.
It's amazing to me how much actually goes into, like, maintaining a pond. It's
Yeah.
way more than just digging a hole and filling it with water and throwing some fish in there.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a lot more than that. It's this fascinating mix of art and science.
Right.
And when it's done right, the results are so rewarding.
I'm starting to see that. It's a commitment,
It is.
but it's a rewarding one.
It is. Yeah. It really brings a lot of joy and beauty to your life. It's about connecting with nature in your own backyard.
I like that.
Yeah. And, creating a thriving ecosystem that you can enjoy for years to come.
Okay, so we've covered so much. We talked about cleaning the pond, keeping up with the maintenance, different packages they offer. But before we wrap up, I want to go back to something we talked about before, choosing the right people to take care of your pond.
Yeah.
What are some things people should keep in mind when they're making that decision?
Yeah, I mean, choosing the right company is so important for the health of your pond. It's not just about finding someone who can, clean it. It's about finding someone who gets it, like the whole ecosystem.
Right, it's about more than just making it look pretty.
Exactly. A good company will understand water chemistry, filtration systems, fish, plants. They should be able to see problems before they even start.
Okay, so what are some good questions that people could ask? Like, if they're talking to different companies, how can they figure out who's actually, a pro?
Oh, that's a really good question. Asking the right questions is key. You can really tell who knows their stuff. You could ask about their experience with, different pond setups, or like how they handle algae, what they know about fish diseases, things like that.
So it's about finding someone you feel comfortable with, that you trust to take care of your pond.
Absolutely. And a good company will be patient and answer all your questions, even if they seem kind of basic.
Yeah.
And they'll keep you updated about your pond and what they think it needs.
It's like a partnership.
It really is, yeah. Built on trust,
Yeah.
And expertise, and a shared love of ponds, I guess.
This has been so interesting. I'm learning so much about ponds. We talked about how to clean them, how important it is to keep up with the maintenance, the different packages, and finding the right people to take care of it all.
It's been fun. I hope our listeners are starting to see how amazing ponds are and how to keep them healthy.
Before we wrap up, any final thoughts for our listeners? Something for them to think about.
I would say just remember that your pond, it's like a tiny piece of nature. It has its own balance. So if you understand what it needs, you can keep it alive and thriving. And you're contributing to the environment too. It's a really cool thing.
That's a great way to put it. Even small things can make a difference.
For sure.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
It's been my pleasure.
And to everyone listening, we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Superior pond, superior care, your backyard retreat beyond compare. Minnesota's finest at your call. Your pond stays perfect all year long.